Hi, Carly. Hi, guys. I am setting up for a live gallery tonight. I'm going to let you guys be a part of it. Do you happen to have like a little solid table? Yeah, you can let them in.
Probably bourbon and white.
Oh no, I was joking.
Kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, because Terry wanted to buy you a drink.
Oh.
But that might like mess up all your.
It might get my mojo going a little too much.
Do you want it real low like that?
No, I was actually, it's just gonna be for the live stream for all these people who are gonna be watching here.
Do you want like a regular big table?
I don't care. No. This is fine as long as I don't run into it. I'm good. So if I step back, I think this is okay. I know my limit.
To put on it so that the tray sits solid.
Okay, so if I'm here, I can see these people, they can see. All right, everybody can see.
There you go.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so you're just gonna have to sit there. I would come back. If you're gonna sit for a while, I would come back around 6 o'clock Central. Because that's when I'm gonna get started. Okay. Hi there. Hi. Thank you. So, every time I come over here, the chat goes away. Yeah. 6 o'clock. The show begins at 6. But you're on live because otherwise I won't have time to do it.
did returns in the early 80s, and that was all.
Yeah, just a minute. I fell on the floor. Very, very slowly. Yeah. Very slowly. Very slowly. I had a friend call me when I realized. Don't you really want to go to She got really fired. Oh. Yeah. Oh, Wanda? And I go, yeah, this is like yeah, it's talking about what they I was there, but on Sunday. Oh, Sunday before. Yeah, I didn't see you on Kevin.
Sorry, guys, it dropped on your head.
I walked down to my right. But when by the time I come out, I come out of church, I'm like, It's been a long time. This has been like this one. Yeah. I gave it to Sharon and I gave it to I had to cut my third time my girlfriend was with me last night because otherwise I What's up in it? Oh, some more spices. Yeah. I don't put it I thought it air fries. Yeah, air fries and toast. I use it for I had one and I got rid of that. And I gave those to just all of it. Everybody likes that air time. I've never had it. One of my friends said, I reiterate all of this stuff that I have.
She asked me to do an introduction about an hour ago. So I'm going, but I'm really honored to do this because I believe in her. And I'm here to tell you that she has helped me in the last couple of years, and she's brought a lot of light to my life. So if I can tell any of you, she's amazing. So please, please, please suck all of the energy up tonight and enjoy. I hope everybody has like a tissue because some of the things she can say is very powerful, and she can really, really enlighten your life. So I could even start to cry now with thinking of everything that she has done to touch my life. Just a little itty bitty story to really hone in that she's amazing. About a year ago, I was struggling with the fact that I couldn't have another baby. And I went to Rebecca and I said, hey, what's going on? And she said, She's like, there's a baby up there for you, coming. And she's like, I can see it, okay? But then, she doesn't know a lot of my personal family story, but she said there is an elderly woman holding your baby right now. My grandmother was the only one out of all of our grandparents that has passed away. So my baby is being held by my grandma. So then, probably about 6 months ago, I was really struggling again, and she said, no, Ashley, your baby boy is up there, trust me. He's coming, he's come down some levels, he's really coming to you. And she said, you know, I really want you to know that there's a grandfather playing with your little boy under the table. And little did she know, and she didn't know, that when my husband was little, his grandpa used to go under the table and play with him. And my husband's grandpa died it'll be 2 years ago. So, if I can give you any enlightenment that she is amazing at what she does, she's really encouraged me to believe that my future is very bright and that there is hope there. So, I'm excited to hear what she has to say to all of you. And I'm going to introduce Dr. Rebecca Foster. Enjoy!
Right.
Okay, hello. You guys, do you two want to scoop over to the chairs that are over there? Yeah. Otherwise, they won't be able to see me because I'll be over here hiding from you. All right. Well, there's other chairs you guys can sit in. There's chairs. There you go. Take a chair. Well, thank you all for coming tonight. I'm Dr. Rebecca Foster. I'm going to do a little bit of talking really quickly so you guys can settle your energies. And you guys can sit like in that chair if you want, so you're not all there. Your arm. Okay. Yeah, all right, got it. So I'm just going to talk a little bit so you guys, your energy will come down, you'll relax a little bit, open up to all the fun we're going to have. Let's think. Okay, so I'm going to fill you guys in on just a few things so I don't have to repeat myself. To each person. Okay, I started doing this 33 years ago. I was 13 when I finally actively started using this gift. And so it's just kind of tumbleweed, snowballed, whatever you want to call it, over the years. It is from God, and so I give him all of it because when I'm getting ready to do something like this, I'm like, okay, don't make me look like a fool because I can't do this without you. So I allow questions when I'm all finished, and the reason I do that is because I don't want anything led into what you guys want to know. And also, part of that is because only God knows what's in your heart. Okay, so the devil knows your entire life story, but only God knows what you need to know or what you want to know. And so what I get for each person tonight that I'm reading is not what you're questioning that anything else can answer. So, it comes through symbolically, so I will explain to you each what I'm getting first in the form of a symbol, okay? And then I will explain after that what it means. So if I say you've got purple hair, you could, in this day and age, have purple hair. But if it looked like snakes, then probably not. But it means something to me, and it tells me something. If somebody comes through who's passed over, I will tell you animal or person, thing, whatever. I will tell you whatever they give me, what they smell like. It also comes through in tastes, which is weird, but it does. And whatever they give me as far as a name or an initial sound, I will explain it. Now, if I am talking to you, and your Uncle Joe comes through, and this is very important because I got like 10 emails today from last night's gallery. Like people going, oh, I wish I would have said something, me too, because I can't come up with it now because I don't remember it. It comes in and it goes out the other side or out my mouth. So if you have any idea, if I'm talking to you and I say Uncle Joe drove a gray truck and he had a big old hound dog, and that is what you got going on? You had an Uncle Joe who drove a gray truck and he had a hound dog? Please raise your hand and say, I think you might be talking about me. Because what'll happen is I have this little channel up here that everything is going to be smashed down. So if all of these people with the same name come through that were your grandfather, it's happened. It happens every time. And so someone will later go, could it be possible you were talking about me? Yes, I wish you would have said something. Because what I do then is I say, okay, this is you over here, and I separate this Grandpa Joe, and I can pull those energies apart. And then I can identify who they belong to and find out more detail about that person. So do not be embarrassed or shy. Just go, you know, just do one of these, and I will hopefully see it. If you have to get a drink, go to the bathroom, go do it. You will not disturb me. I started doing this at Chicago bars when I was very younger. Irish bars, started at 7, got out at 2. So you can imagine that fun. Trying to think of anything else. If it is of, I'm so sorry, I had my hair pulled back today because I was like, I'm going to pull it out of my face so I'm not playing with it. Then you get those headaches, you know, from those heavy, I'm like, forget it, it's coming out. I was going to say something. Okay, so we covered that. I think we're good. I don't know, I was going to say something else and then I switched stories. All right. I'm going to just do a quick sweep of the room, and everything is going to be like recorded, so if you guys, you may not be able to see me on it because I wander, but I won't record you guys, so your faces won't be on there, but you'll be able to at least hear the reading, and then eventually, if you get a reading tonight, you can go back and listen to it. I will read as many people as I can. It's a very quick reading. It may not be what you want to hear. It's what your guides feel that you need to hear. And I think that's it. I think we're good. All right. So I'm just going to walk through, read the strongest energies first. And the reason I do that is because, you know, you're sitting there all quiet, and then you got someone else going, no, read me, and they're like, energy will jump right in front of you, and then I'm reading over here, and it's, yeah. So if you think I'm talking to you, please raise your hand, and I will, yeah, all right. So let's just do it, and don't worry, please, everybody relax, calm down. Everybody gets so quiet, like tense, like, don't worry. I just need to grab everybody's energy, I really good. And then everybody also has a ticket. So at the end, like 5 minutes to 8, I'm going to do a quick drawing. I got some stuff to give away. If you don't get a reading tonight and you really want something, there's always, you can get on my website, message me, email me, go to Facebook, do whatever you got to do. Like this is a live stream on YouTube. Normally I get on. So if you get onto YouTube, if you don't get in the reading tonight, I jump on and do free galleries just like this constantly on YouTube and on Facebook. If you just get into chat and say, I'm here, I will read you. I go for about 2 hours, so it's a lot of fun. And you just sit in your pajamas and get a reading. So, and I just sit there and I drink my glass of wine or juice, as I like to call it. Keeps you going. Also, if you like to read, I just got my book out on the 9th, and that's #1 right now on Amazon. It's called God, Please Tie My Shoes, and it's #1 on the hot new releases. So hopefully it'll stay up there. It's God, Please Tie My Shoes. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited. All right. Okay, so I'm an eye contact person except when I'm doing this. Everything kind of like a veil drops, and I'm looking, what it looks like I'm looking at you guys, but there's a whole other scene in front of me. And I pick you up and I drop you into certain places. I listen to your guides. It's a conversation y'all can't hear, but I know what's going on. It's all that matters. And so you have to forgive me for not having the eye contact because it's, it brings, your eye contact brings me back here. Okay, so I think this was for you in the blue shirt. So when I walked past you, the first thing was I heard a dog barking. Now, animals, pets will completely divulge all of your secrets. And that was what I was going to say before. If there is something sensitive in a sensitive nature, I'm not going to blurt it out here. What they will tell me is, talk to the group about this. So somebody who has a private message or something important of sensitive nature will get the message without being called out, blasted in front of everybody. So it's a lot of fun to do that too, because then everybody kind of pulls from that what they can get. So you had this dog that came. When I walked past you, and it sounded like it was in a distance. And that's why I stopped and kind of backed up, because I was like, oh, there's a dog with you. And it didn't do very much of anything but bark to get me to stop. And that's why I'm like, okay, so this dog wants me to tell you something. And I do remote viewing, I don't mean to, but if this is a living person or animal that is trying to talk to you, then I'll end up probably being taken to where they want me to go. When I read too, the first thing I look for everybody is a beach. People want to go, why didn't you see my beach? Well, maybe you were a roller coaster or something, I don't know. But when I pick you up and drop you on your beach, it represents safety and security and grounding. And when I do that with you, it's funny because when I pick people up, I joke about it because some people kind of just like, I'm big. I'm like looking down on this huge scene. And when I pick you up, you fit in my fingers. And sometimes people just kind of like hang there and like, where are you going to drop me? And some people try to bite or they kick and they scream. And so it's funny. But as I'm picking you up to put you on the beach, you're almost like, where are we going? Where are you putting me? What are we, what's going, you're very, like, you want to know what is happening, what's going on. And so I put you on the beach, and instantly when I do this, you end up in a pair of like sneakers and some capri pants. Looks like you've got a backpack on. And there is a boat. So boats represent an ability to go out on the water without like being engulfed in the water. And I'm standing up here, and you have the water to your left, which means that everything right now, your guides want you to know, you have to be logical right now. That you cannot make an emotional decision. Like, oh my God, I love this so much. Don't, like, shopping, anything. Like, blinders on, nothing emotional. Because it will not only pull in things that are irrelevant, but you'll make decisions you're later going to go, gosh, that probably wasn't too smart to do that. So they're saying everything has to be right now very logical. And I'm watching you, and what your guides are saying is, what you're saying is you're like, I am not, and you're looking up at me and you're like, I am not getting in the boat and going, I'm not doing it right now. I don't have time. I have to stay here. So the other important part of this is that there are opportunities to be had for you right now. But you are trying to hold so many other ropes. Like you've got some that are like tied around you and you're like wrenching them around your arms. And you are hanging on for dear life and all these things, and then you've got these beautiful sneakers on, but shoes don't belong on the beach. They just don't. And so what those represent is people in situations external to you that you perceive to be holding you back. So you want to go out there, but there's this front of like, I'm not going, I can't. I don't want to look at there. I don't want to conceive of going out there because I've got all of this like tied up around me. And the shoes are saying, now, it's important because the one thing I cannot do when I'm reading for someone is take their shoes off. It is something that each person has to do on their own. And it's because it's a mental thing. It's hard. It's difficult. Like when you have somebody, or if you're a mom and you've got kids, or you've got a job, or a husband, or a wife, or whoever, and you're being held back, we place those shoes on us because for whatever reason we feel like we just have to wear these shoes, or maybe legitimately have to stay home and take care of somebody who's sick, and I can't go on that trip to Europe because my grandma's dying and I got to take care of her. So there are reasons that are legitimate that I see people wearing shoes, but there are a lot of times like, oh my God, if I do that, my husband's gonna be so mad I'm not home to make dinner. That is not legitimate. He can go get a microwave. Okay, so there are reasons that you should have those shoes on, but at this point, this almost feels like what they're saying to you is it's time to take the shoes off. You need to breathe and relax and just kind of let those ropes unwind from your arms. Let this heal. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to make it all good for everybody around you. Get them off your beach. They got their own beach. Kick them off. That's what I was saying. Too many footprints that aren't yours. So that is what your guys want you to say. Or want me to say. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Now, when I walked past you, the gentleman in the back with the hat on, you guys have such guts coming. You are surrounded by all these women. There's like, what, 3 men here tonight? I just want to point you guys out. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Last night there was only one dude here. There was only one. He had some guts. But when I walked past you, there was a guy who actually looks like you, but he was standing behind you, and he smelled like he had just got off the water. He smelled like he'd been on the water, like he was fishing. He smelled like wet overall, those like fishing things, whatever those are called, you know, that you wear. Waders? Okay. He smelled like water. He smelled like, he looked like you as well. But his face was wider. Where your face is more heart-shaped, his face was wider. There seems to be like I think a W that he wants me to bring up. So like a William or a Wayne, but a W that he wants me to bring up. And he also, of course they're not suffering any longer when they're in heaven, but they'll bring up things that have caused their passing. So one of his greatest downfalls that he is saying was that he makes it sound like it was part of his lessons, but he keeps talking about water too, and almost like feeling like he had difficulty breathing, or like when he like rattle when he breathes, like there's a fluid or something in the bottoms of his lungs. So I don't know if it's like a congestive thing or like lungs or heart, but he comes through and he keeps doing the same thing. So I'm missing a point here that he's trying to make, because he keeps putting himself back in the water, and then he comes back out, and all I smell is the fish, and I smell the water and the wet rubber, and I'm just like, he's just repeatedly talking about these things. But then the W, and it's funny because I don't know why, the male energies always have a little more difficulty conversing with me, and so it does cross the dimensions. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, or me?
You, yes, you on the end. Do you know who I'm talking about with the W, with the waiters? It's like William or Wayne. It's like it is a strong W. It's a big W. So it's not like it's a last name. And he is probably, they look yellow. They look yellow, like he's been fishing. And he's incessant, like he's incessantly doing this. And I'm wondering if he's got like this animal here. It almost looks like I'm really bad with dogs, but a pointer of some kind. It's brown, and he feels more loner, like he didn't really have it with him. He would have, I don't know, I'd look at him and think he's a sailor, or he is a hermit type of energy. And the way he makes it feel is that he would have been alone or something when he passed too. Maybe not being found right away. Does this make any sense to you?
Sure, the W is an E?
An E? Gosh, it's a strong W. Is it maybe a... Yeah, I mean, and he's like making me burn up. Like I'm sweating my butt off right now. And I swear like a sailor, but I will try not to do it tonight. It just kind of falls out every now and then. This feels like for you, it almost feels like somebody who would be older. So this is like an uncle or a grandfather or somebody that's around you. And he won't let up. Like, this is like he's beating me over the head with this. Like I'm not understanding him or something, but I can't see anything else that he's giving me. And a blue pickup truck. This looks like an older blue pickup. So I don't know if this is yours or if this is one that, he would have had, but it looks like an older blue pickup with like a scoopy, like the front end of it is scoopy. It's not a newer truck. Almost like a sky blue. and this doesn't make any sense to anybody else around this area that's not swooped in front or anything. Okay. When I walked by you, it immediately stopped me in my tracks. That's kind of, I was like, oh, yeah, it stopped his energy. Okay, well, I'm going to let him hang around by you because he's kind of like behind you, so I won't kick him out. I don't kick any of them out, but yeah, he's like, he just said dag or dag nebbit? I don't know. It sounded like that, but I'm not going to. It says dag nebbit. I know I don't say dag nebbit. It's interesting, but he's super, I know it's gonna, he's here for something with you. Are you guys together? You guys are together? Okay. And it doesn't make any sense to any of you guys. Okay. All right. And feet. He wants me to talk about feet. Everything with him is wet. Like everything with him is wet. He wants me to talk about his feet too. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I don't want to waste. He's gonna give us something. Something, I guarantee something is going to come through and we're gonna go, I should have had a VA. It's gonna happen. All right. So let me see here. Let's jump back and forth. I try to ignore everybody when y'all coming in because then I get stuff and then I'm like, oh, no, don't give me anything right now. I don't want to hear it. Because then I'll forget it. Can you say hello for me?
Hello.
Yes, you. Say it again.
Hello.
Do it one more time.
Hello.
Okay, so I was just letting that verb kind of settle. I'm sorry, I'm listening. So you have still confounded by this guy over here. You are on your beach, which is good. Your guides put you in, because like I said, I manipulate things so that I can see how people react. I could give you a baby elephant or a puppy or, just to see what you do with these things. And when I'm standing back watching you, you have around you, you've got this, you're barefoot, which is great. And then you've got on this long pink, it's like a translucent kind of a pink gown, which represents physical healing and spiritual healing. I'm sorry. Green is physical healing. You also have to excuse my eye, because when I am dealing with different dimensions, my left eye, it starts to go wonky and it shakes and it's really bad. But I'll put my glasses on if it gets too weird. But you are standing here and you've got around, you're facing the water and you've got all these baskets around you and they're empty. And they have, well, I don't want to say empty, they're almost empty. They've got the remnants of like some flower petals in them. Your guides want me to let you know that one, being barefoot, nothing is standing in your way right now. You don't want to stand in your own way either. You don't want to refer back to you just want to kind of move forward. They're saying that right now is the time for you to move forward with new things. And it feels a little scary as I'm watching you. And part of the reason is you've got, like I said, these baskets and they have these flower petals in them. Well, we all have a garden, okay? The garden is way up on the dune and it's by a house, and I'll get to that if I ever get there. But the fact that you have the petals in there says that you are a person who constantly is giving of yourself. And that what's left is just kind of like you standing there going, okay, I have nothing left. I need more flower petals. I need more flowers. I need more plants. I need more of this. And you are able, there's just, I don't know, you're just able to kind of reach down and put them all on your arms and carry these. So it's not that you give of the material things. It's not that you give of the earthly things. You give of your energy, your time, your thought, your words, your heart. And so Spirit wants me to acknowledge that within you, that this is someplace that you need to continue going with that, and then not let people walk on it. Because when people recognize, a good soul. It's sad, but there are people out there that as soon as they recognize that someone's about to give, they're like, I wonder how much I can get. You know, and so you have this leads me into recognizing the people around you. And this is where you definitely look into your past and you say, you know, if you're sitting, have you ever sat there with someone and you're like, oh my God, you just reminded me of someone, not in a good way. You know, and they're like, oh, I did, that's awesome. I'm like, no. Not good. That the moment you recognize what a person says or does, or the way they move, or the way they move their eyebrows, and you're like, oh, that's not good. You don't have to learn that lesson again. What happens is you are put into a crap situation. You get through it. You work your way through it. You figure out how to survive that situation. And then your guides go, I wonder if she learned. Let's find out. Introduction to Joe or Janet. I'm sorry if there's a Janet here. Or whoever is entered into your life. A situation. And then it's up to you to go, I've already done this. I have lived this. I don't need to do this again. And so what they're letting you know specifically is that, but letting the rest of the room know, it's saying that it's so important. You don't have to go through something over and over and over again. You just don't. I mean, how many people have heard of people who are in abusive situations and they get back into another one? It's like, how many times do you have to hit yourself in the hand with a hammer before you figure out it hurts? You don't keep doing it. Same thing goes with people. You don't have to, I don't care if it's your mother, your brother, your best friend, your sister, I don't care who it is, if they treat you poorly and they don't lift you up and they do not help you to grow and be the best that you can be, you need to find a way to just close the door on them nicely. Sometimes you can slam it, it depends, but you can't feel guilty about that. I don't care who it is. You just have to be like, I've outgrown the situation. So it's very important for people to realize that, because some people go, well, I can't because it's my mom. What? You know how many times like you just like, I didn't close the door, watch the phone. We have this thing called caller ID, which is awesome. And I always say, if you does anybody here have like the annoying friend or the annoying person that you know when they call you're stuck on the phone? Yeah. Sure. Yeah. And then by the time you get off, you've got a headache and you are drained of everything and you just want to go to bed. Because if you don't have that friend, it's probably you. So check that. Very important. So, but I just don't, I do not answer the phone because I just hate being on. I do all of my readings over the phone. I don't like being on the phone. I just don't like to be. So, very important. But it's just an acknowledgement of loving who you are and finding people around you who love who you are too, who you want to be, who you are striving to be. So in the blue shirt, you have this really, your energy is very, yes, you. Sometimes people are like this. Because then all the spotlight is on you. You have this, when I am watching you, people give off energy. And you have this energy that comes off in like musical notes and artistry and sparks. And it's funny because you're really containing it right now. And every now and then, as I'm watching, your energy kind of goes, and it like sends off just this little trickle of energy, but you're holding back. And so I would love to put you in a place where you are helping mentoring, especially where children or young people or even older individuals, people who are slightly incapacitated even. But you have an energy that calms people and makes them feel perfect. It makes them feel good. Making someone feel that way opens them up to all other things. And so if you're not doing that, I don't want to put you in like healthcare specifically, but you would do really well in like human resources. But man, yeah, that looks like you would just be like just doing. I want to put you where people really can't talk to you. So like behind a wall, and and it's funny, and I always joke about these two different, but I will share this with you guys tonight because it's fun to identify people. But you have, I guess your energy is that of mentoring and lifting people up. And so if it's starting with children and lifting them up, do it. If it's starting with older people and helping them come to terms with where their life is at now, that you just have a comforting energy about you. And it's like, it's funny, it kind of, every now and then it's like, it's like little spirals and stuff that keep coming off of your energy. And they're pink, and that's like healing energy, which is cool. That's very, very cool. I'll go back to that. Remind me about the two different personalities, because I would forget where I was going with that, but, all right. Okay, what, are you guys sisters or something? Is there
No.
sister?
No.
Are you just like, because your energy is bound, like you guys are all twizzling all around each other like this right now. You do have that sister energy going though. It's like you share other things other than friendship. And not bad ways, not enough. Chicka bow wow, not like that. Not like that. That would be where I'm talking to the group about things. No, so I'm gonna have to, the reason I brought up for your sisters, because if you're not, I have to separate your energies because you guys kind of have that, your energy waving around. You don't have to move, it's okay. It's all good. I can separate you, and we'll figure out who it is that's coming through here. But it's funny because as I'm talking, I'm gonna like put a wedge between you. Have you ever walked into a room and you're like, and somebody turns around and looks at you and you're like, ooh, she doesn't like, I don't know who that is, but they don't like me. Have you ever walked into it and felt uncomfortable, and all of a sudden you just know that you were just judged, okay? Who hasn't walked into some place and just felt like, you just want to leave? It's because of that. It's our energy intertwines people. And as I'm reading each of you, I'm transferring my energy to you so I can go through and kind of wrap around and take what I need and tell them, tell you what's going on. And so when you walk into a room, the first thing you do is you read the person's initial energy. And so if they walk in like, they're walking around like they're all that, you're going to be like, oh, she's just a bitch. Well, she's really not. She's just terrified to walk into the room alone. So the first thing you pick up is the air that she's putting on. But once you get down to meet someone, you're like, oh, you're not a bitch. I really like you. I did it at first. Because I have told people that I'm like, wow, you look like Blanche. You're really nice. So it all comes down to how you really allow and I think the important message there is one, we do transfer energy. We think of someone and they call 5 minutes later because it's just how we do it. And you guys all do it. Everybody in this room does it. And we share energies and we know when somebody's not feeling right because of that ability to transfer. So I'm not sure which one of y'all this lady is coming through for, but there is several people coming through on the female level. This is definitely a mother energy. There's an M around her, so I'm not sure if she's trying to say mom or like Marie or Mary, but there is an M coming through. She's very chattery and she's in the kitchen. Now when we die, we go to our heaven. We go up and we create the heaven that we want. And so she is like just like tall enough, she's a shorty, and she's right up next to the kitchen and I can hear the spoons and the pans and she's busy and I smell flour, I smell eggs. Like I don't know if that she's baking a pastry or noodles, but it's like butter and flour. I can smell all of that. And the wedding, excuse me, I burp a lot when I'm doing this because I swallow air, so excuse me. But I would win a belching contest if we had one. I have 4 brothers. So she's banging on pots and pans and she's talking about how she serves everybody food. She makes sure that their stomachs are full. And she's talking about a wedding of some kind that's going to be happening. And that's what I'm trying to separate who she's talking to here. And I'm looking and I'm like, gosh, who does she look like? You almost look like your dad, because when I'm looking at her, none of you look like her specific. Maybe you do. Slightly look like her. I'm looking, and the difference is that I think you're taller than her by a little bit. But this is like and it's, I would think, wow, she's gotta be Italian or something, the way she's cooking up food and talking. And her hair is short, and it looks like it's salt and peppery. And I'm 5'6". I would look at her and I think maybe she's like here on me, and she's busty, but bigger, kind of like apron is on, so she's just thicker around the middle. And there's a J that she wants me to mention. I don't know if that's Jay or Jamie that she's talking about, but she's talking about a wedding coming up. Not that you know of yet. See, this is where the fun comes in, because then you'll be like, oh my God, Rebecca, this is going on, and now it makes sense. And let me step back and take another look at her here. I'm so sorry, did she get one of them? Okay, gosh, okay. She is cooking. She's got 4 courses right now. I'm gonna back up a minute. I'm not bothering you. She's yelling at me because I'm in her space, but she came to me. Okay, so we've got the J, and I don't think it's her, because sometimes I'll mirror a place or a situation, so it could be an L, but it almost sounds like a J or Jamie, and she's talking about preparing for a wedding. This is like incessant, preparing for a wedding, and who else is there? I'm gonna pick you. I'm gonna pick you up real quick and move you, because I need to separate and see how she responds here. Oh my gosh, they're making me so hot. When I get close to these people, these energies, they just make me sweat. And then some of them laugh at me. So if I pick you up, something about your sister. So is it one of you guys?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Okay, so then who hurt, I don't know if it's their ankle, somebody hurt, she's talking about a sister, she's talking about, that's maybe why too I thought you guys were sisters, because when she came through, she said sister, she's talking about somebody hurting their ankle. She's talking about this wedding that everybody's preparing for, at least up there at this point. And she keeps showing me a younger person, like a younger gentleman. You? Your husband's name was James.
Grandmother was 4 or 11, and she cooked all the time. And her last name starts with
Oh, okay, well, sorry about that, I was mirroring everything. Alrighty,
My son's name is Jamie.
your son's name is Jamie, see? Now this is what I'm talking about.
And my mother's Mildred, and one of my grandmothers is Madge. And your ankle.
And you just hurt your ankle?
A few years back.
Is it still giving you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to separate y'all, because we got these same looking little ladies coming through, and one's gibbering over here and one's talking, that's why I'm like, okay, so this is great, because now I can separate you guys with the wedding stuff, and then you over here. Okay, that makes it a lot easier. But you're taking a trip coming up, she says, and that it is going to be, especially if you're hemming and hawing over it, you want to take it, it feels extended, and it feels, I don't know if you want to call it a cruise or what, but it just feels like it's laid back, like there will be less for you to have to do, like pay attention, which is good on a vacation. It also feels, and I'm going to move on to you really quickly too with these two, I'm so glad that I was able to figure that one out, that you are going to be fitting in, it almost looks like a final piece to a puzzle, that you have the final piece to something that to make it complete, you are the one who's gonna put the puzzle piece in. And you'll be able to finally stand back and everybody's gonna go, oh, just kind of like you did right now, you know, like, oh, but it's not the puzzle right now. It's something you're about to do, and you kind of walk up with that golden piece that just finishes it all off. And so this is important. Did you say a Mill or Mildred? Millie?
Her nickname was Mickey.
Mickey? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. You have a lot of people up there.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Some of them have I don't understand. Some of them are talking a different language altogether. So there's a lot of ancestors up here. So then for you, which is super cool, because thank you for doing this, because I appreciate that, and thank you for pointing it out. So the grandmother then I was hearing this one and seeing this one, which is what's confusing me. She is super diligently excited about getting everything ready. So you're going to be celebrating on this dimension, but there is going to be a lot going on the opposite one. They're saying this is something that they didn't think was going to happen, or it took forever, or something. It's they're making me feel like it's like something that they want to nail it in, they want to nail it down, they want to be a part of it. It's taken a while. It's taken that they weren't my brain goes faster than my mouth sometimes. They've been waiting for it, they're excited by it. It's taken a while to make it happen. And she's on a deadline. Also, before I move on, there's also someone, I don't know if it's for you or for Jamie, but there's also a young man that would come in a peer level for him as well, that has brown hair, and he is, well, when I'm reading for people, there's a beach, and I've already gone over that, but up the beach is a dune, and off to the right, when you're walking up the beach, if you could just picture that, there's a fenced area, and it's all field, and this is where people who've passed over will come through. And this is where he is standing, this gentleman that is up there. It's like a peer level, so this is friend or brother, but he is standing there, and it almost looks like he's playing catch with something over the hill. So he's down the hill, there's a whole lake area, so he's playing catch with somebody, but he wants me to acknowledge, somebody brought the Kleenex, I know I saw somebody there. You've got, okay. But he wants to acknowledge that he will be there too, which is awesome. I do love that. Okay. Oh my God, I'm sweating. It's so hot. That's awesome. I hate making people cry, but I know they're good tears because it's good to know when somebody is there and is listening and is going to come down for you. Okay, so you in the blue jean jacket, you have a job change coming up. And I know this is an earthly thing, and it's usually not what people are wanting to hear, but they want me to tell you that you are about to hit a wall, and you're going to have to go left or right. And it looks almost unexpected. You're kind of like, oh my God, I love life. I walk right into it. And it's a good thing, because what this is when you are given a choice to go left or your left, or my other left, when you're a chance to get right or left, you get the picture. The right choice, the right turn is not always the right choice. The right turn basically is when you get to a point and you're like, okay, I have to make a choice. So making a choice means that I do this and I'm going to have to change this and this, and oh my God, how am I going to handle that? And this person's like, and they're going to be complaining. So, all right, everybody's over here going, just take this way. This is where everybody's at. We all love you so much. And you're like, yeah, but there's this other way to go, and it's the left turn, and it's dark, and it's got broken branches and creepy crawly eyes staring at you. And you're like, nobody is standing there welcoming you. But you know, in that little pinpoint, you're like, I can see, that's what I want, all the way down there. Okay? A lot of times what people will do, and this is where you can no longer do this, because this is something that you would be putting on the back burner for a long time. When something is meant to happen, when it's written into your life contract, it will continually present itself in different forms to get you to go that way. And so when you, sometimes people will be like, I love everybody so much, and they go around the circle, and then what it does is it goes bam, and you walk right back into the wall. And so sometimes we will do that over and over and over, concessions, benefit of the doubt, okay, forgiveness, for whatever it is, until we're like, I can't do this anymore, and then you finally just, goodbye world, and you check it down the risky path. And what you find is it's exactly what you want, and when you do that, the people over here go, well, where the hell is she going? Damn it, now I gotta figure out how to do this, and who's gonna make the lunch, and who's gonna do the laundry? You're already gone, so these people will find a way, the right people. They find a way around, and they're like waiting for you at the end of that tunnel. That's what they're trying to say, is this change is going to come. It's a positive one. It does not affect you financially. It does not affect you financially. And I'm looking at this going, okay, my question to them to help me clarify, and I don't have to actually ask them, I just kind of throw it at them, is it's not involving another person. This is all involving you. And it feels like in order to make this change, you have to take a step back. So that may be where you're questioning things, going, I really want to do this, but I don't want to take a step down. I don't want to change this. So there's a personal choice that's going to come with what you want to do, but you're going to have to, and that's why I guess they're making me explain it, so that you don't think, well, if I do that, then I'm going to lose money, or I'm going to do this, and it's going to, don't worry about it, because what you really, really want is at the end of this change. And it feels like it's something that is written in, and I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. It's almost, it's almost like you have to make a hurdle or a hump over a log to get down that path. And it may put you on hold, but just for a little while, just try to figure out how to get over this log in a dress. Nobody's looking, so who cares? Just do it. It doesn't affect you financially, though. Okay. All right, so let's see here. One of you. Can you say hello for me? Hello. And you? Hello. Do it one more time. Hello. Interesting. Are you mother and daughter? Something like that? You're not just friends? It's interesting that you guys connect because you have all the answers and you have all the questions. And that's great to have a balanced friendship like that. So the one thing is though, with you, you have overcome, how do I put it? I'm looking at this going, what are the right words to choose here? So in order to, I'm just going to say, I don't know any other way to explain this. Okay, so in order to help people, you have to understand something first. And so what they're saying is the message to you is that all of the things that you have experienced and endured are not in vain. And they've been there so that you can lift your friends up and help them to get through. And you do it in such a quiet, non-type A personality way. Like, why don't you get this? I'm trying to tell you the answers and you're not understanding. And you're not like that. You kind of say, well, this is kind of how I would do it. And you may not even open your mouth until you're asked, but you do have answers. And so that whole college of life thing is very real, and it's real for a lot of people. I mean, you don't want to go to somebody who's like never experienced anything for help. What are they going to tell you? How to do your nails? I mean, you need to know how to get over things and through things. And so for you, the one thing they want me to acknowledge is that at some point, you walked up to a door that if you'd have walked through it, may have been the end. It may have taken you to a place that you wouldn't have been able to come back from. And they're saying that because of your courage and who you are, that you were able to walk up to that door and go, you know, I know this is here, and I don't think I need to walk through this doorway. I don't think what I want is truly beyond this door. And so this is, you know, it's funny because we will be given lessons, and we're given free will. We can do anything we want. You know, we can choose to go this way or that way. We can choose to live or die. We can choose to do a lot of things. And what they're saying is that you came close. Like, all you needed to do is just like elbow in, and you're like, you know what? I think I'm just going to go figure this out over here. And that over here was the difficult path. It would have been the harder way. Yeehaw. Okay, sorry. Now also I'm switching gears really quick from the two of you. I'll get back to you in a minute, but the one thing that I don't always talk about, and I leave it up to upstairs to tell me to talk about, is suicide. And I have talked to hundreds of people who have committed suicide, and they're all very sad about it. They're very regretful the moment that they actually succeed, but they really can't go back, of course. And when that happens, what happens is a person is kind of taken to a place that's only as tall as them. There's thousands of them. They kind of just walk around and they don't really talk to each other. They're in their own world. And it's all gray. Like, everything is gray. At this point, they are shown their life. They have to, this is all revealed to them at this point. They're shown everything about their life up to. And then they're shown their life as it would have been afterwards. All the people that they would have met, saved, changed the lives of, moved, guided, brought into the world. They're shown all of these things, and this heavy remorse, this major regret is now compounded by all of these things that they now see that they screwed up. There's two things that they have to do, because they always come back. They always find a way to come back, because our purpose here is to be better. And one, they have to be truly forgiven by the people that they left behind, who are angry that they're gone. That's difficult. They have to be forgiven first by the people here. Then they have to forgive themselves. And God knows one of the hardest things to do is to forgive yourself for something. I mean, how many people carry a burden of something stupid that they did a long time ago? But that's what they have to go through. And then they're moved on after that to heaven. And they always come back. If you are dealing with somebody right now, I don't care if they're serious or if they're joking around or whatever they say, like, I don't belong here, this is stupid. If somebody is putting out a message, or there's something different, there's something about them, because you can't always tell. You can't always tell. But watching for it and just opening your heart to that idea that something's not right with this message. Question it and bring it up to that person, that letting them know they're not alone. Letting them know that somebody upstairs is doing everything they can. Now, this is important for whatever reason. I'm supposed to be telling you guys this. If you, okay, oh my God, there's so much to tell you guys. Okay, compact, compress. We're all born, okay, we're on the table, and we're sitting there, and you've got your archangel standing here. Your archangel has known you all of your lives. All of them, yes, all of your lives. Because not one person here tonight is a newbie, okay, I'm just telling you. You've been around. You've been a man, a woman, you've been different races, different religions, okay? And you're sitting there, and your archangel says to all of your guides, usually like 6 is about the tops that I've seen, says, okay, this is Joe. And so Joe's got all this to do. Look at Joe's going to do all this stuff. And look what, they want to learn how to skydive. They want to learn how to, they're going to look at that. This is what God wants them to do. Okay, so when Joe is like really lost or unsure, I want you to like send him a message. Just give him some passion. Give him some ideas. Let him like lift him up. Just get him off the ground and make him feel good about himself. And this is what I want you to do. And your guides are like, ooh, we can do this. Joe, okay? Well, On your left side, you've got the darker things. And you've got this dark angel. And he's got his minions who are not yellow with googly eyes. And he says, oh, this is Joe. And Joe has this, oh, he's going to skydive. We got an in. We got an in with skydiving. Okay. And he's going to do all this. And God wants him to do this? Ah, come on. Okay, so when Joe is down and when he's depressed and sad, I want you to kick it. And when he's even more curled up, I want you to kick him as hard as you can because I don't want Joe getting up. None of us want Joe to get up because it says here he's going to do this and that. And we can't have that. We just can't have that. And so what happens is this little voice over here is a whisper, and we have to listen for it because this is our guides. Everybody in here is surrounded by their guides right now. Y'all don't even understand. Like, I'm talking to you and I'm getting the chills. You guys all have your guides and your angels, and those are not the people who've passed over. Those are totally separate. And they whisper, and they give you your information, and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do today. Oh, go eat a cookie. Oh, yeah, Grandma, shut up. I don't want to eat a cookie. You know, so it's different, all right? You know, you talk to yourself. You're not talking to yourself. You're talking to your angels and your guides. However, this one over here goes, hey, eat the cookie. You've been on the diet for 2 damn weeks. Who gives a shit how big your butt is? I'm going to go eat a cookie. I'm going to go eat a cookie. And this is also the one that says, go down the dark alley. This looks like fun. And like, you know, they're trying to get rid of you. Pay attention to how loud this is because I guarantee you can sit right now and count off 10 things that you think are bad about yourself. Whatever they might be. But if you sit and you try to think of 5 really good things, you'll laugh at yourself like, oh, that's so bad. Try it. I'm supposed to tell you guys this for whatever reason someone in here needed to hear this. Don't listen to any of this loud stuff. And this can be a voice. It could be a parent, your best friend, pooping on everything you try. Listen, it's very important. The whispers, the good ones. Only listen to the positive messages you get. Only the positives. Because some people, this is too much. And then they listen. So, very crazy. Okay. With the bandana, can you say hello? Hello? Interesting. Do that again. Hello? I'm supposed to tell you that you are found. I'm supposed to tell you that you've already been found. When you said that, they placed you down a long hallway. Now, a hallway always represents to me earthly things. And as I'm looking down this hallway, there's doors on each side, and it's like a long hall. It's a creepy hall. This isn't the kind of hallway you just go walking down by yourself. Even me, because I know that there's crazy stuff in these doors. And I'm following behind you as we're doing this, because I'm like, you go. You go first. I'll stay back. I'll tell you what's going on. I know, go figure, right? I'm terrified of the dark. I get up to pee at night, I'm like this. Where's the toilet? Because I will not open my eyes because there's always somebody standing here going, hey, middle of the night, let's talk. No, I'll go pee. I did. I went to the bathroom one night, and this is when my daughter was first born. And I came out of her room because I fell asleep on her bed. And I came out of the room, and I looked down the hall, and my bedroom was straight down. The bed was facing it, and I looked, I'm like, oh, shit. There was this dude, huge, standing on the bed, and he's looking at my husband. And I walked, and I went, oh, crap. I had to walk by him. And he turned around, and he looked at me, and I was like, not engaging. And I shut my eyes, and I got into bed, and I kept my eyes closed, and I rolled over, and my husband gets up in the mornings, and I said, honey, you're never going to believe this, but I did not wake you up last night. And I was like, house is going up for sale, like right now. Going up. I didn't like the way he looked. I didn't like how he was staring at both of us. I didn't like his face. It was really creepy. And that's kind of how I feel walking down this hallway with you. And what it basically is making me feel like is that you have people around you. You have energies around you. So I'm not sure if you're picking that up, but you also have an energy that feels not only like grandfathery, but like children would be seeing him as well. Even like if you have a child that plays really well by themselves and is laughing, they're not playing by themselves. They're not. They're usually like, here, take the ball. And like, there's nobody there. Yeah, there's some. No. Okay, that's good. So my kids just grew up, knowing it. If you have a child that does that, perpetuate it. Let them continue to see grandpa. It's a good babysitter. But I'm following behind you, and you're sensing it. I'm watching you because I know what's in these doors, and you're going, and you're peeking around, and you're looking hesitantly. You're not just walking. It's an empty hall. So you obviously have something going on where you either are sensing the things around you or you're picking up on them, and Spirit wants me to let you know that. And see, it's not that everybody can't do this. It's just I feel like you might be a step further than that, or you already are into it in energy work or Reiki or something going on where you either meditate or you bring the energies to you, and then you are able to identify them. So when you are open, things will find you like a beacon. They'll be like, oh, there's a light. That might be heaven. No, it's not heaven, but they attach, and you just kind of have to know how to get rid of them. But, different story. So Spirit wants me to tell you that you have opened a door somehow. Literally, you're walking down this hallway, and it basically takes you to be right and wrong, to hone it and to figure it out. But you've got this grandfather, and then you've got this little boy around you too, that both are kind of walking hand in hand. As well, I kind of move aside, and they walk by behind you. So you've got several energies around you. It's very cool. So home, if you're dreaming or feeling or sensing things, it's the message that it's real, that it's legitimate, and that it's something that you need to hone. Does that make sense to you? You don't have to answer. It's all good. Not in front of everybody. You don't have to answer. It's one of those things. You like to pole dance? No, I've never done it. I kill myself. I've never done it. Where am I at? Okay, good. All right, time flies. So let's see here. Who else has got some energy stirring up here? A lot of fun energy. You guys have really great, fun, positive energies. Everybody seems to be connecting light-wise. You and your energy too. You've got this like fabulous, strict teacher energy. Like it's interesting. Like yeah. Well, it is. It's like policies, procedures, forms, the way things, this is how it goes. You can't go outside the line. Get your crayon in that line now. It's like, and it might even be a pen. It doesn't matter. It's just being somebody who, this is how you have to do it. There's an organization to it. There's a process to it. If you go outside of that and you verge from that, it can totally screw up the whole thing. Like trains stay on the track for a reason. And so they want me to acknowledge that this is part of who you are. And now this is also how you're not far falling from the tree, like the apple, you get the whole, yeah, okay. This is like how you were raised as far as propriety goes. Okay, and it's funny because I see you in this modern way, but then it seems like every woman behind you actually looks like they fit into the time. The way that they're dressed, and the way that they've got their hair, and the way that she's standing, and she's very proper. And it's like there's all these women in different time frames. And then you have all this, there's one woman back here that I would think, with 1910, 1915, looking like she's journaling, and she's writing, and she's an artistry. And it's like she's got a small book, and she's got her gloves on, and then she takes this one off, so she doesn't get it dirty, and then she's drawing, and it's like you've got, like they want me to say that you've been like this cookie cutter of what they say is perfection. They're biased though. So, this is like a Julianne or a Joanne, something back here. by this this is fun because if you do ancestry, you've got to look it up and see who this chickie is right here. Lillian? Okay. See, there's my J's and my L's all reversed. I always do it. Because sometimes I'll walk into a person's house remotely and I'll flip it. So I'm going this way and I should go this way. So it's Lillian, not Julian. Okay, all right. And she tastes like butter, like butter toffee, cream, buttery. I don't know any way to explain it, but she tastes like warm butter and caramel, I guess. That's what she tastes like. And it's weird for me to say that, but it's because I smell it and then I taste it, you know. And she wants me to talk about a carnival. A fair. It looked like, you know, I could see all this. I'm like, it's a carnival. Well, there's a difference maybe between a fair back then and a carny right now. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Do you have family that was in Lake Chicago or lived in that area along the lake? Indiana, Michigan, Chicago, down in this area?
No, north Manitowoc.
Up this way? Okay. I'll move on. I just want to tell you this. If you can get into an old photo album or get into something that will place this grandmother figure at like the Chicago Fair or something like that, there's a picture of her somewhere within a family albums at the fair. At a fair. Looks like Chicago Fair. It's a big city fair. The way she makes me feel is it's not just like the town's fair. It's pretty cool. Because I mean, that's a big Ferris wheel. So I don't think they just erect something like that back then for the fun of it. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. But that's like the levels will be like mom, grandmother, great grandmother. So even great great grandmother or great grandmother.
She's my great grandmother.
Great. You look like her a little bit. Your face is wider. Her face is like more narrower. It's pretty cool. You. How many people in here do I know? Let me just have a raise of hands. How many people do I not know? Thank you. Okay. I just want to point that out, that I don't know most people here. All right. All that, and it's only 6 minutes later. I have to keep checking and making sure I'm not going over. Okay, you. Your guides have you barefoot, which is good. You're in control of things right now. You don't think you are. You absolutely do not think you are. But you are, I'm looking at the top of a canopy, trees and stuff, and there's all these vines, and they're the thick, sturdy vines. And you are hanging onto one like, yeah, and you're like swinging back and forth, and you are dying hanging on here. So all you need to do is really get some momentum going, and then you can grab the next one, or you can shimmy down and see how far of a jump it is. But what they're saying is the situation around you, you might look at this as it's precarious, or that you are just literally hanging in there, but there are all of these ways for you to go. And if I stand back, you're really not that far of a jump down. They're saying that you need to completely take full reign and responsibility of what's going on around you right now. There's nobody that is going to climb these vines and help you get down either. They want you to know that. For some reason, they're saying that there is someone that you think you can count on and you can't. They will not come. They're like, gee, I'm not climbing up there. No way. I'm afraid of heights. They're just not going to. It's important for you to know this because I'm looking going, you got up there somehow. Somehow, you found a way to climb up that high. So you can do it. You just have to open your eyes and look around and think solutions. How do I come up with a solution to this? Somebody also is calling you baby or baby girl. Somebody's calling you baby. And like you can do baby, you can do baby girl, you can do it. Come on, let's go. So somebody is calling you baby girl. And don't give in, don't give in, don't give up, don't give in, don't give up. You can do it. And kind of like they're watching. Oh, she can do it. Okay, you can do it. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. Oh, crap. Is she gonna just like, what is she gonna do? So somebody, it's a gentleman, he's like, what, he's rooting you on, but he's also unsure of what you're listening to and what you're feeling and thinking, okay? So you need to assess on your plate. No, you know what? Better yet, bullseye. Here's your bullseye of the people you know you can count on. Like, seriously? Most of us can say there's like one or two people we trust blindly with all of our blackmail information. Maybe, because it's a lot easier to kill one or two people. Unless you're a Clinton. I'm sorry. Okay. That was just a joke. Everybody's heard it. Okay, so that's just all like an allegation. No, it means. So bullseye, one or two people that you trust with all of your information. And then you come out to your thing here, and then you've got your family, which means not just the people that are in your home, but you're talking about extended, the people. Family are the hardest to get along with because God puts us to people that we just hate, we dislike. I mean, you're lucky if you get along with your siblings or your parents or something. You're lucky. I don't think we've ever gotten along. Everybody looks at me like, oh, that's wacky backy. That she does this, she does that, you know, and just like, that's my family. So then you go to your outside. This is where it starts to like, you got all the social things, neighborhoods, whatever else is around you on a daily basis, employees, peers, go on that very outside. So you really want to focus on those people that are here and here. And then decide who of those have you outgrown and who, like I said before, and who of them do you need to pull in? And if you just send up the vibe, I need people around me that know how to get off these damn vines, who know how to swing, who know how to get from here to here. I need to find those people, bring them to me. Spirit he'll open a door and send those people to you. And then that's what you want to do. You want to focus on it. He's basically saying you need to get rid of the people around you who are like poo-pooing on it. I say it all the time. We're not here to please people. We're just not. We're not here to please people. If you say, I'm going to do this, see what I'm just going to tell you what I do. When I'm trying to pursue something or I'm trying to do something different, I'll just say, I'm not doing this for me. I'm going to do it for God. I'm going to do it for however He wants to do it. And then I'm going to let go. I'm just going to like not hang on to the reins. And that's really what my book is about too, is just letting go. And that's what you don't want to let go way up high. You want to find a way, don't miss your dream. You want to find a way back down or look across. You know what's really cool, and I'm going to move past you, but I'm going to share this with everybody. So if you find a place as far away from you as possible, okay, I don't care if it's like all these chairs and they're all hopped up around each other, and you want to get to that door. You could stand right here, you could look at the door, and without taking your eyes off the door, you can find your way to the door without getting hurt. It's because your peripheral is going to say obstacle, chair, table, get the hell out of the way. You'll find your way to the door. The moment you stop, you're like, oh my God, look at this, this is my water and a chair, and all of a sudden, now you see all these people you're going to stop and talk to. You wanted to leave 2 hours ago. You just lost sight of your goal. That's what you need to do. That's what everybody needs to do. You keep focused on your goal. Your peripheral will direct you on what to get over, what to get around, who to avoid, what to, Yeah. You just have to love yourself too. You just have to love yourself. You have to stop poo-pooing on yourself because the world's going to do that for you. The world will poop on you. It's just the way it is. It's not, life isn't easy. It's here to make us stronger. All right, gentlemen, we're right here in the orange shirt. When I see you, I see Now this is not, no, this is really cool because past life information only comes through when it has a residual effect on a person's life. When I see you, your past life, hobbies, loves, and focuses play a role in this lifetime. And they put you down at this old wooden table, there's a candle. You almost look like you have like spectacles on, different than, but they kind of like, like they, so that you can not only read what's going on here, but you can really focus on this. And you are down in the nitty gritty, like you're looking down there and you're just doing all this stuff down that little table down there when you're using this extra, like, extra focus, little magnifier. And I'm thinking, gosh, what time frame is this? Because you are dressed kind of, I don't know, the way you look, it's either French or Italian, but it's a long time ago. And there's this inquisitive, innovative, inventive thing going on with you. So that might have trickled over into this lifetime as someone who enjoys dealing in miniatures or small things, putting things together, hobbies such as like cars or planes, but dealing, watches even, but something where you're dealing with tiny things that you're having to look at that require a lot of focus, no tremor. And so what they're bringing up is how and it may be something that you were professional at back then, but trickles into this lifetime as a residue. And the reason a past life will come through as a residual is because something you wanted to do then wasn't completed. You weren't able to complete a task around that then. And so you brought it with you this time as maybe a hobby. Maybe you're a really great singer, but you're not a musician this time. Maybe you can play the guitar, but you don't play the guitar in this lifetime professionally. You were like a headbanger back then, just not now. We may even have like Janis Joplin in this room right now. We don't know it. So you look at what you're good at, and you look at your talents, and a lot of, like, even like time frames and stuff that really, are you attracted at all to learn more about like French Provincial or Old Italian, like Da Vinci times and stuff like that? Are there any kind of desire, like, to learn? That's what you want to look at, is where does your heart, you know when you like smell something, or you walk into a room and you're like, oh, it brings me back to Grandma's house when she used to make a roast on a Sunday. Okay, have you ever been somewhere and you're like, I love been there? Those are happy memories from past lives. Those sensory things never go away. If you walk into an old Abe Lincoln cabin and you walk in and you're like, I love the smell of this place, it's probably because you lived in one at one point and you just had a really good memory, a really good lifetime in that, you know. Yeah. Okay. So for you, the one thing they're bringing up is the focus that you have, your ability to identify details and your ability to hone in on things, but not letting it become a downfall and not letting it become something that you either obsess over or that you just like, okay, not being, I guess, anal about something or being so defined that you can't get over it or move through something. And it would be something you'd want to enjoy in this lifetime. But it does, it smells like working on little motors or it's like little things that you have to delve into or get into. This past life thing, it's pretty cool. I was looking to see if anybody was going to come through and like vouch for it or talk about it. They haven't come through, so I'm going to leave that open because I think someone is trying to come through, but they haven't yet. And there's like me, we're in the 0 dimension, and then the people who are in heaven are about the 5th dimension out. So they have to come to me, because if I go to them, I'll be on the floor in a puddle of exhaustion. They have to cross to come to me. I've just learned not to do it. Okay, so let's see here. Listening here. I hear someone saying hello that's not speaking. Is there well, I hate asking questions. Okay, let's see. I think it's for you. Yes, right here, yeah. voice that comes through. And it almost sounded like they were either asking for Mary or that their name was Mary. And I think it's for you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not, her energy's not over here. I think I'm getting two people at once here. Do you have like, is there somebody around who's a twin? Or, it'll be over here. Or into, adopted, or an adopted family? Is that you?
Over here.
Partially? Okay, and who else? And you? Okay. So, I've got two people coming through, and I was able to tell right away because I could see something coming through for you that's not for you. I think, is the Mary for you? It's a woman, it's like Mary or Marion, but she was saying hello, and I thought, does she live here? Where is this lady coming from? But it's more over here, and as I was focusing on you, I felt, so this is you over here, okay. Now, I have to separate your energies because these people are both coming through at the same time, so I'm gonna leave Mary back here. Don't worry. She just stay back there. Okay, so you have the partially adopted, so that's separated here. Now, I'm wondering if over here is this story that's coming through. It's somebody who I would think did not die naturally. It's a female that did not go of her own accord. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so this is you. I'm going to finish with her because she's coming through strongly, but I am going to get back to you, our energy. She almost feels, well, she wants me to acknowledge everything around me is kind of mucky. It's mucky. It's taller grasses or mushy. And I almost sound like I'm hearing cars. I'm hearing, I would think this would be a fast road or a highway because I'm hearing, I can hear vehicles going by. So there's a roadway by where she wants me to acknowledge. She also is saying, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. I knew it. It's what she's repeating over and over. There's a gentleman that's involved with this that she is saying something about having seen or trusting prior. And she's talking about inability to breathe, and she's also talking about this, it was crazy, like it was, it felt almost like, how is this real? This is like an accident that shouldn't have happened. And she wants you to know that this is something that before she checked into heaven, she went around to everyone and checked in on everybody and kind of talked to everybody and apologized and like she was apologizing. And see, people ask, well, is this written into a contract? It's not. We all have free will. So if somebody dies ahead of time because somebody cuts over and hits them in a car accident, that is not written into a person's contract. That is somebody else's ill choice that affects other people. But there's regret for her of not opening her eyes or not being wiser, is what she says. And then she makes me feel like I want to throw up, like really bad. Like I want to puke right now. I just got like hit with throwy, uppy anxiety. And I just want to puke a bit. I'm not gonna, so don't worry. But she's trying to get me to feel, and I feel all of a sudden very lightheaded. And I can't breathe. And I can't. So she's not that way now. She's trying to convey this to you. Interesting. Did she ever, like with her long sleeves, did she pull her sleeves over her hands all the time? She pull her hands up into her sleeves or something? I mean, I don't know a lot of people who do that, but it's what she's doing. She's like, she'll like pull her hands up and then she'll kind of walk around and looks kind of slouchy with her clothes too. She's just like, everything is just comfortable or slouchy. It's interesting. I guess it's just letting you know, she wants you to know that she's around, that she's okay, and that she's trying to get to identify herself, giving you little clues, and that she loves the dog. She loves the dog. And when she comes around and she'll play like on this level, I guess if I'm like standing back here in a living room area, if I look from her perspective, well, from the dog, I guess from the dog's perspective, whoever this is, if I'm here and I look this way, I'm looking at towards a staircase or something here, and then a doorway to the left would go to like a dining or kitchen area. Does that make sense? Am I looking at it the right way? Is there stairs and then to the left? Or am I mirroring it? If I'm standing here and look across the room, there would be like, I don't know if this is a doorway or what, but it looks like stairs that go up and then off to my left. This would take me towards a hallway like the kitchen. Well, there's a doorway here that she's jumping out of, like peekaboo or hide and seek, and whatever this dog is doing is reacting. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Well, she's around you. Is there an A around her? Or you?
A you.
A you? Like not like a you around you?
Her name is Sue.
Sue? No, I did not hear Sue. Is there like an Ann or an Angela? Interesting. And Angela's really cool. Well, God, when I say that name though, I want to throw up. So you don't know anybody named Angela around her? Interesting. It makes me really want to puke a little bit, so I'm not going to say her name again. That's crazy. Well, maybe ask and find out if there's somebody who knows that name that can make sense as to why she wants me to throw up. Okay. You. Not you. You're both blue, and I was pulling away, and I'm like, yes, I have to clarify, because sometimes it's hard, you know, you look like you're looking this way at people. You, when I see your energy, the first thing that they do is they place you at the base of a mountain. And when somebody's at the base of a mountain, it means that they're about to go on there's a choice, to go on a journey that is going to take them up this mountain, and you look prepared. I mean, kind of look like what you're wearing now a little bit. You have a bag of some kind over here that you're standing there like this. Like you're weighing it out. You're looking up the mountain. Mountains are hard. They really are grueling. And you're not a stranger to a difficult task. You are not someone to shy away from something that requires strength. But there is the thing that I'm being told to tell you is that you could do this, you could take this difficult path, but I'm behind you and I'm like, there's an easier way and there's food that way. So I would take the easier route. Instead of, if somebody's gonna offer you advice right now, not me, someone else says this is what you should do it. Especially if your way is the harder way. Don't do it the hard way, right? You don't have to prove anything to anybody. This mountain is kind of like, if you want to do it, you can. You've already done it, though. You've already experienced it, so you don't need to go through it again. And there's people and food and music around this little thing that'll take you to the same place. I can tell you, I'm going where the food is, because if you got food, if you like, in fact, we've got food, I'm like, I'm there. You got wine? I'm there even harder, okay? So we get, you know, it's funny, I break off your energy really quickly. A new person moved in down the street, a couple doors away from us, And she came over one night when I wasn't home and she brought this beautiful basket of muffins. I'm like, oh my God, I'm on keto, but I'm eating these. And so I sent her a thank you card, and I just, with my personality, I was just like, well, thank you so much for the muffins. Good friends bring muffins. Great friends bring wine. I had never heard from her. Never heard back. Never heard back. I went and I knocked on her door, actually, and I was like, hi, I sent you a little card about the wine and the muffins. She's like, oh, yeah. But she had her hair in a bun and she had the dress on. I was like, that was the most improper joke ever. Right as in a drink. And then she was just like, we live in a small town, so I don't really tell. Now the whole freaking world knows what I do. But my husband always says, do not, when we move into a new place, do not tell people what you do. I won't crosses burn in the front yard. We don't know what people yet. So it's funny. But yeah, you have this great energy though that is very strong and very loyal. You want to make sure when you're loyal that you're not loyal to a fault. You can give somebody the benefit of the doubt, and you can give them, you know, your guides are trying to say, they're like, she won't listen to us, and she keeps doing the same thing over and over. You just need her to like change the course. So what they're saying is that somebody around you, especially because you're wearing, not even those, you're wearing like heavier boots, like hiking boots in this, you are giving somebody the benefit of the doubt over and over and over that doesn't deserve it. And so even Jesus knew when to go take a nap. So if this boat is rocking and the storms are, you just go take a nap. Your signature is not on a lot of the things that you accept the consequences for, and your guides want you to know it's time to just go take a nap. Let the storm roll in and just let go of things that don't have your signature on them. And then go eat the food around the easier way to get through. It's just very important. Somebody is playing with my nose. So like when I'm doing this, if there's a younger energy and they're not in this plane, they're like a dimension out, they will mess with my nose always. It never fails. So then I always tell them, I'm like, oh my God, stop it. And then I'm checking my hair, making sure my hair's not in my face. So that is started now. I actually start twitching in a minute. People will ask when I have the camera in my face with you, Joe, are you tired, Rebecca? No, my eye is doing this because I'm like reaching through the channels for you guys. It's crazy. Okay, so you guys have like this major healthcare energy going on. Like, it's so weird. You guys all have this, and when I say healthcare, it's because I liken it to so many servant jobs, but you have servant written all over you. All of you. And it's interesting because I'm going to separate you, but I'm kind of going to read you as a group because your energies kind of do this. All of you around and around. And you guys would be fun to have a drink with. Because, right? And the only reason I say that is because it's like that saying, like, if you're going to talk crap about someone, come sit by me. Not in a bad way, but it is always fun. We always get people to family functions because we're like, we know if you're not there, we are going to talk about you the whole time. So you all have this, and it's funny too because your energy seems to be senior over them. Like you have knowledge that's above them. It's weird. There's a tacit knowledge that you carry that's a little bit different. And that's not a bad thing, because I'm having to separate you guys as far as what goes on. And I'm asking questions here, because I'm clarifying you guys here. I want to put you in a position of like, I'm not going to deal with that right now. You go deal with that. It's like knowing when to call it quits, knowing when to stop, knowing there's just this high support between you guys. For some reason, do you all work together?
The neighborhood.
Oh! So it's 411. Yeah, right? So, but it's cool though, because if you guys are in the same community, you're together as friends, it's finding those people that help do the, and I'm looking at you all like equal, other than you're a little bit taller than them. It's finding people who, that not that you would sit around and commiserate with, but that you can lean on and lift up. Okay, so you definitely have this like whole healthcare HR thing going on, like you're taking care of humans. And you look like you are about to, or that you should take that final step towards changing your career or educational level or something. It's like all of a sudden you're having to step over a threshold, and there's going to be something that you can do if you really wanted to, but it looks like it's going to take focus and letting go of other things that are behind you. It's really important. And as I'm saying this, your energy's like, I just can't. They just need me so much. No, they don't. Everybody, they can, children don't care who feeds them as long as they eat. So you have a challenging thing coming up here. Y'all have to support her and go, woo, 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 okay? Because, now she's not even gonna tell you when it happens. She's just not gonna say anything. You're gonna have to try it out of her. But it feels more personal, so it may not be something that it would be it's definitely a change though. You have to step up to change. You have to make something happen. So if this is like husband or spouse, they don't differentiate between like a person's relationship with someone. They just show me the relationship. So it's somehow you having to step up and overcome. So it's either going to be work or education related for you because of dealing with something else, with someone else. It sounds scary, but it's not. It's all good. It's all absolutely good. Your energy, I could put you in a hospital, but I have to put you in an office because you look like you tell people what to do. I know someone else that's like that too, but she doesn't work in the office. You are in the blue, yeah, you. Okay. So, I'm sorry, I was vibing on that direction too. I keep sweeping the room with my radar, picking up on stuff on people. But you have, what your guides want you to say is that you are hitting a ceiling right now. And the ceiling that you are hitting as far as your own personal growth goes is because you're kind of like this against the ceiling, meaning you're going to have, in order for this to open, there's like a thing here. So you're going to have to do this and let it go this way before you can climb through, which means there's humility. You have to humble yourself somehow in order for this change to process in your life. And it seems like it's across several levels. So it's not only career, but it is also personally. And with this too, somebody around you is having a baby. And that's why I looked at my, she's drinking, so it's lucky, but somebody, yeah, right? But do you have 2 children? Do you have 2 children? You don't have any kids yet? Because I see a boy and a girl around you, and it's funny because they're kind of like in arm, like twirling. She's older than him, but there is definitely pregnancy around you. And then you have 2 kids?
Yes.
You have 2 kids. Okay. So it's funny because when I'm looking at this, there's like a tearing of your energy between family and everything else. But when I put you on your beach, you tear off into the water. You can't go in the water without a boat because then you're like drowning. So with the proper tools of this opportunity, this ability to go out in the water, you're ready. There's opportunities that are going to present you. Opportunities do not change our life. Opportunities, they add to our circumstance. Life-changing things, those change the course of your life. But you can take every opportunity to go out with the girls, go out with the guys, go ride a horse, go shopping, you know, all of these opportunities, you can do them all. You don't have to choose between one or the other. It's just finding the time for all of those things. And so when I put you down, you are like 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brakes, ready to make a change, don't know what to do, not sure where to go with that, just sitting in a light, brake twerking. That is you. Yes. Yes, like excitement, and you can feel it. You can feel like when you're supposed to make a change with something and you're not sure where to go, and it can make you just feel crazy. It's just insane. And then you definitely have something either that you're dealing with now. There's an energy of taking care of someone. It feels female, so it's either mother or grandmother energy around you, and watching and taking care of someone's due to their health. And it just feels like somebody who might be incapacitated, unable to just do for themselves for a little while. So if you've got someone around you who's living alone, make sure that they're not slipping, falling, the steps, like everything is in place. And you know, how many times can you tell someone not to do something and they're like, I can do it anyway, and then they go and break a hip. That's what they're saying is precautionary then. So somebody around you that you would be tending to or shopping for, doing something for, and not in a bad way, but taking care of, nursing them back to health. And it does look like it puts like a crimp, not in your style, because you're just going to figure out a way to do it, but it's the people around you that I can see you like, oh, shut up. And that's where I'm, you know, don't feel badly. It's so funny how many times I've had to say that with them. What they're repeating is like for people not to feel bad about being human and having a life, and people carry a lot of guilt. It's crazy how many people do things based on what other people think is okay or what they feel. The gentleman in that, you have this really amazing energy too, and it's been kind of speaking, and I've waited because I was trying to figure out who the gentleman still with the fish and the thingies are, but he's kind of just, and it's like he's chewing on something, but where you're concerned, you have this really cool energy that this is where it gets fun, because I get to tell you who you are, and then everybody else can identify themselves. And this is really fun. This is funny, and it's fun. So, you are an old soul. And everybody's got souls, but you have this ancient thing going on. This earthly defiance of not wanting to be here. Okay, so old souls, and it's like a contempt, okay? There's a contempt for the human race, pretty much. It's a contempt because people, you're this really ancient soul, and you finally die and you're in heaven, and you're like, nah, I'm back in heaven. I get to eat and do whatever I want. I don't get fat. You're whatever your story is, and you are up in heaven, and you're sitting back enjoying the view, and they're like, yeah, we need you to go back down there like now, and you're like, hell no, I just got back, and nope, you have too much experience. We need you to go back down. Not gonna happen. And you are able to peek over and go, really? He's gonna do that? When? And so you have to come back down. You don't want to. You're happy. Well, people who are old souls are brought back down because of their experience, because of what they do, how they're able to handle things. So you come down and you grow up with this little bit of defiance from everything and every level, like parental, I have to go to school again, what? Are you kidding me? You would say things, and like, who's telling him to say that? Nobody, he just does it himself. He just comes up with this crazy stuff. So it would be this high logic and high, like stuffing a 90-year-old into a little kid's body. Just somebody who is pissed off that they can't drive a car at 6, and they can't have a beer at 7. It's just there's an old soul thing, okay? And the reason that people like you are brought down here, and I'll get into the other type of person in a moment, but the people such as yourself that are brought down here is because you don't come down here for yourself. You come down for the other people. You find yourself attracting those to you who are in need, who have problems, who are just wallowing. And you save more people than you realize you've saved. And there may be some people that come to mind that you're like, yeah, I saved him from doing something stupid, but there are more than you realize that you've helped because you have, unbeknownst to you, delivered a message, and it didn't just come from your like awesome brain. It was something that you would have felt and filtered through and expressed. And so if you're, and it's funny too because the defiance can really range to a hatred of spirit and going through a place that makes you question everything up there. And really looking up and going, F you, I don't care about you anymore, I don't want you around, I don't care, you pulled this one, you did it. And so it can really, people like that, such as yourself, when you're born, you don't remember all of these things. Oh my God, I'm running out of time. You have to go through the cycle, and then you come out of it with this wisdom that you later use to help lift other people up. You are a person that those darker things will automatically have a stamp on your back that says you can take this one out. You need to get rid of him one way or another because he's going to do too much good. He's going to make too many changes. We don't want someone like that down there. It just, and people like yourself, there is no, like you don't grow up going, when I grow up, I'm going to build a computer, or I'm going to be a ballerina, and then you're a ballerina or a computer nerd your entire life, or a ballerina, those people, they just, this is what I'm going to do when I'm grown up, and then they do it their whole life. Someone such as yourself is more like a jack of all trades. You are really good at a lot of things. You attract a lot of people to you. You can keep But people such as yourself, you aren't here for you. You're going to go through a lot of like old souls will suffer addiction, or they will deal with people who are addicted. There's a lot of things you go through. Then there's the earth angels who come down and they love people and they take care of people. And servants like yourself, earth angels and such, they will enter like hairdressing, bartending, healthcare, human things that they either love dealing with people or hate dealing with people, but they do it. So, is there like an S or a Scott or something around you? Either living or passed over? S? Scott or Scotty?
Male.
Male. It's a female? Is it
Sally?
Sally? If this is a female trying to pass this on, she's definitely wanting me to acknowledge something male. She wants me to talk about, she gives me the feeling of like male energy. And then candy cane. I don't know why, but I'm being shown a candy cane. Okay, I have to get a couple more people in because I gotta do the drawings, okay, so. If you did not get a reading tonight and you have questions, you can email me, find me on YouTube, you can find me on however, and I will converse with you. If you're like, hey, I was at this gallery, I didn't get read, can you give me something? Shoot it to me, I'll do it. I don't need to be in person or anything. I can do it right over the email, I can do it over Messenger. And I'm usually on the stupid computer, so. Or, as you can see, you can find me on my phone. Oh my gosh, there's so much that I want to go over and talk about. In the blue here, yes. You have a grandmother figure that's coming through, and I swear to you, she tastes like a kolachki. I don't know why, but you know those pastries with the powdered sugar and the fruit in the middle, it tastes chewy. It's gross. She does, she tastes like, let's sit down and have a cup of coffee and talk. That's how I feel like I want to sit down at her round table, and it almost looks like it's decorated really nicely. And when she, there's so much. You guys don't even understand how much I do, but I know they have to close up and YouTube. get on and subscribe, so then you'll know when I'm on. It'll ding you and let you know that Rebecca's getting on to do a free reading, and I'll do it. It's super fun. Just let me know you're new, and I will read you. But she's talking about what, like, either to identify herself or to convey to you a message. Anything that's health related is always preventative. So what she's wanting me to talk about is like from the hip section here, and it almost feels like it's like organs or something, like in pelvic organs. And actually it curls around to my back too. So I'm like, my back just started hurting me, and she's trying to get me to convey something intestinal that would have probably wrapped around or caused a pain or something within my back. And she broke her hand. Okay, because this all just hurt so badly, and I just feel like everything is smushed. But the pain in my back is like labor pain back pain, which is bad. Which is not for her, but that's how they make it feel. Do you have like Lithuanian or Polish or something in your family? German? Lithuanian. She's like, she was one that you want to sit down and talk to because she's got some history. But her parents, I can hear people behind her not talking English. So I almost feel like you have a lot of close relative family that would have not done this. They would have, I did it last night too. I was like, they came over, but they didn't. They voted over it. A lot of history. And then she also says that there is some family, somehow found a connection or family history where like World War II is concerned with, there's a gentleman at the window. He's a real live person though. He's at the window. You all are just like, really? What's he saying? I'm like this, and I'm starting to get angry right now. But she is saying that there's something to do, and it almost sounds like that there would have been some connection to like a concentration camp, or that there's family connections that way, that people that would have suffered there. And it's funny because she's just sitting in a chair like you are, and she's just holding like a cup of coffee or tea, and she's like she's tisking the situation, and she wants to talk about it, and I want to listen, but I know I can't. This is the kind of situation I get stuck in, and I listen for hours and just talk to the air. But I'm really not talking to the air, I'm talking to dead people. But she's just very squishy, and she wants everybody to sit like in a powwow, and she wants to talk to everybody and share and teach. And she says to tell you that, how do I put it? She's giving me pictures. It's almost like just being able to, to sit down and not say anything once in a while. Like just sit there and don't say anything. Just in one ear, out the other. Turn the volume up. Do whatever you've got to do to ignore whatever is being said or done around you, and just kind of sit there and yeah, okay. And volume up. Oh, sure. And just like nothing's getting to you. It's be good for your blood pressure too. So, okay. First of all, thank you guys all so much. 2 hours is never go by faster. This flies for me, and so please get onto the YouTube gallery. It is totally free, and I will, if you subscribe, let me know that you've subscribed, and I will make sure to watch for you. Don't go anywhere yet, I've got to do the drawings. And let me know so that I'll know to watch. Hey, I'm new, I was at the gallery, didn't get a reading. I have 2 girls there that are wrenchies, and they fill me in the whole time. Get this person, grab this person's new. So, and I go, it's a lot of fun. 2 hours, super fun. Okay. So, where are the other halves of the tickets? Do we know? Did we put them in here? Oh, is this them right here? I found them. Holy cow, that was scary for a minute. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna give some stuff away here. Got some, this is a bad one here. We got some shirts. And we got some necklaces here. And a couple readings. All right. So we will give away this. This will be a 15-minute reading. Whoa! Let's see. Hold on. Let's separate these two. It's probably friends, and y'all are gonna be like, "That was mine." Oh man. Okay. So this is hard. So this is the reading. 959719.
That's an empty chair.
What are the flippin'? So 718. You? All right, so you get a free reading. Now that was super fluky, but we'll just take it. All right. Okay. So then I'm going to give away. We have time? Yes. Okay. So then I've got a couple necklaces here. What's that chiming? Did anybody hear that? 691. Yeehaw! All right, so you get to choose one of these here. These are pennies and feathers from your angels. So you go ahead and pick one you like. Of course. Right? One of the, yeah, you just have to figure out which one you like. Yeah, there you go. All right, so we'll do the other necklace here. Yes. It's funny how things get to the right people. Yeah. Uh-huh. This will do the other necklace. This is 677. Did you get it?
It's my mom.
Oh, yay! Well, that, you know what? She sat over there so nicely with her broken arm all night. We'll take that. Okay. See how that works out. And then I've got, let me see. Depending on what size, I brought a whole bunch of shirts in with me because I was not carrying the box. We'll figure it out. Okay. So for a shirt, oh wait, let's do this again. It did. Okay. 694. Hey. Okay. We'll get you a shirt. Don't forget that. I'll get your size. And then this one, I'll give some of you a bumper sticker. 693. You? All right, here. I got that right here. I just think I threw that back into the whole pile. So if you win something else, that's my fault. So then I have a couple of the shirts here. Think really hard. Who wants a shirt? 728. You guys back there? Nobody? 728? Nobody's got 728? What? Don't even tell me I picked another empty chair. Okay, so we'll do this one. 720? Yay! Okay, so great. You get a shirt. All right. And I'll see. Well, what size shirt do you want? Okay, for you. What size shirt did you want? Okay. Let's see how well we can work this magic trick. Watch your face. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's give these shirts away. Okay, so whoever is a medium, send up that you're a medium, like literally like a size medium. Okay. 690.
I'm a medium.
You are? Okay. All right, there is the medium. Okay, so we got a large. We got some larges to give away here. Six, 8, 7. Okay, let's see. I've got other sizes, so if you don't wear a large, or let me see what else I got here. A medium or a large. Okay. And what do I have left here? We've got an extra large and a large. And then we're out of here. Okay. Ready? Here comes the large. Here comes an extra large. And you know what? Who cares? They're squishy, right? All right. 703. Anybody? 703? Nope. 703? We don't have a 703? Oh my God, don't even tell me I picked another empty seat. There are more than we realize here tonight. Okay. Yeah. Empty chair. 722.
Large.
Large? All right. Large? Who is it? You? Oh my goodness sakes, you're welcome. And last but not least, 667. Yay! All right. I just wrinkled it. I'm sorry. You're welcome. Okay.
That's okay.
So you guys, thank you so much for coming tonight, first of all. This place is pretty awesome. It's fun to come to. They just have delicious tea and coffee, and it's a perfect place for us to all hang out. But thank you all very much. And I really do extend the offer. If you have questions, I don't cut stuff off with people because it's a gift from God, and I really do try to share it as much as possible. So don't walk away tonight thinking you don't get a reading. If you really have questions or you're trying to reach someone, just put it on there that, hey, I was there and I didn't get a reading. Or if you've got questions, you're free to throw those at me. But thank you very much for coming tonight. Thank you so much. You were just so thank you guys so much. You're welcome. Is that wonderful? It always gets to the right person. I love how that works. It's perfect how things work out. We just walked in right? Well, just please get on the beach. It's totally free, and it's okay. They're fine. No, it's free, and I don't mind doing it. I love doing it. I just read people all my books. And then I'll get on Facebook too. There are a lot of people are on Facebook, so that's why I do the live stream on YouTube. More people are just get right on and get right into the channel. It'll send you, if you go to, if you search Rebecca Foster on YouTube, my picture will pop up and then it's a little bell. So that when I get on, it'll show on your phone or wherever you are. So maybe anytime. Okay. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. This will be like year 9. Yes, that's for her. Thank you. Yes. Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you very much. You guys take care. I know it's so hard. You're welcome. Yes. Did I not come back to you? Well, you had, no, it wasn't that.
Does she have her business card or anything?
Yes, I do. I have them at home on the counter.
Well, that'll help, thank you.
If you go onto Facebook and just search Rebecca Foster PhD, or you go to my website, RebeccaFoster.co, it'll pull up every way of getting a hold of me, including social media, YouTube, Facebook, email, everything.
I do want to rat him out though,
Yeah,
the W.
yeah,
His name is William.
it is William. Oh, your name is William?
My name is Bill.
Does that make any sense? to you?
Bam! Yes, that's wonderful. Yeah.
So who was the picture guy?
He was like, it's like he felt like this would be an uncle or family member to you. Somehow he was like, he just looked like you.
What color was the dog?
Like speckles brown.
Brown and white?
Yes. Like a short-tailed hunting dog or something like that.
Like a Springer?
Yeah, like a Springer.
That's what it was. I said, you gotta tell him before we go, that you're the
I do
W.
appreciate that, because I even think I used the word spaniel, didn't I? Springer, I don't know.
No, it's
Maybe
Pointer.
A pointer, did I use pointer?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for letting me know I'm not insane.
No, I had a rat out.
Thank you very much.
Makes a lot of sense.
I appreciate that. So they call you Bill, but your name is William.
No, my name is really Bill.
It's just Bill, but I was hearing William. Interesting.
That's because
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. You have that thing here about the, I think that they were saying something about adoption. Okay, so what they were conveying, what they're reconveying now, thank God, because I don't know if it's correct, but what they're saying is that somehow or another your path is going to, when you're walking this way, this curves this way, this is actually going to, how do I say it? It's almost as if the track clicks this way, so you really can't go this way, and they're going to have you go right ahead. I'm not even giving you a choice. It's pretty much going to be like, oh, well, I could, but I'm going to go this way. You're not going to question that that was an opportunity. And so it feels like almost like there's a connection with someone you don't even know about it, that you really hasn't been around. That's only there's someone you know is like there's a middleman somehow. And so you're gonna reconnect. But it's something about a connection that's meant to be. It's not like this, oh, I think I'm gonna go connect. It's just it happens. Okay. Without you doing anything, it'll present itself to you. There's like a reconnecting, it feels like a whole line set to rest. And there's two, there's a man and a woman. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm glad you did, because I that happens, I get distracted. It just feels like there's somebody that already is privy to this, and so I don't know if it just spills out or comes out of it, to you, but it's like they connect, and you're like, oh, you're just walking along, and then bam, it comes. You don't have to exert any energy to make it happen. It just happens. Okay. Yeah. Please let me know.
I will.
Yes.
I will. That's interesting.
Absolutely. Thank you. I know, but I'm one of those cleaner upper people, and
Oh, yeah, me too. I already, yeah,
I should probably turn off the live stream. Hello, people who are on the live stream. All right, I'm going to let you go now. Bye-bye.